no, my driveway is so narrow. How will I ever fit my big pickup truck through the gate? If only it was a little bit wider.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. In this series of videos, we're going to be working on making our driveway wider. That's right, we're going to be cutting down this wall in this episode, but we're also going to be following up by concreting everything up, having some good stuff. So how are we going to cut this wall?
I don't know, tell me how.
Probably wondering how. Now, this is some serious concrete. The concreter that did it, he said it was 50 MPa. Whoa. So I've had a bit of practice to just make sure this is going to work. This is a 7cm angle grinder. Now this wall's bigger than that, so we're gonna have to cut it from both sides. I did think about using the really big ones, but the concreters that came over, they were just saying they're really heavy vertically going down, so it's like hard for them. They were scared. So I've got my tape measure out. I'm going to be about wide, pretty much at the edge of the letterbox, some nice clean line. So I'm looking at that bubble over there, and I'm seeing which way it should go. And it looks like, if I go this way, it's out of whack. This way, it's in whack. So that's looking good there. Something like that. Kind of went over that bit there because I used the wrong side to draw the line. But we're going to paint it anyway afterwards.
All right, Ash, that is amazing. Thanks for marking that up. But there is one thing left to do, and that is to move that big truck out of the way so it doesn't get dusty. The car is parked up.
Great job, Nora. All right, now, before we get going, one more thing left to do, and that's put on some PPE. So for the cut, I've got this, the AG, the big boy, and this is corded because corded is slightly more powerful. And for the blade, I'm using, you can see this segmented. There's 3 different types of blades you can use. One, you could use the pure circle one. That one's a wet cut only, so you need to be spraying water, but it gives you the nicest cut you can get. And then there's the one where it's broken up, and that one is good for cutting real quick, but it gives you a rough cut. This is in the middle, as you can see. I forget what its name is. It's a turbo blade. So this is in between. It's got a little bit of gap, and it's got a little bit of segments, and that means you can use it with or without water, and it gives you a decent enough cut. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be very careful as I use it. Just going to be trying to go as deep as possible and down as straight as possible. Pretty much should just carry the weight down. I need to, let's see, maybe start off high. I'll start off in the middle, work my way up, work my way down to around about here, and then I'll reassess. I want to see if I can salvage maybe this wall, or maybe a segment of this wall, and then I can relocate it over here or something like that. We'll figure it all out. And do one side here, one side on the other side. And maybe this bit might cut off. Maybe we can cut off this bit. Let's see what happens. We'll give it a go. So this was really my second time doing this attempt at cutting it, and I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if I wasn't feeling my best, but it was really noisy, and the noise was really putting me off. So I actually had a pause and I double earmuffed up, but still, I don't know, I was a bit shaken from the noise levels, and controlling it, I did have a firm grip, but as you can see, the blade wanted to bounce around. I should have really been using, everyone should really use the wet cut blade, because yeah, you need a lot of strength to hold it up, especially when you hold it up in the air. You need a lot of strength, especially because it looks shaking violently. And what's really hard is there's dust everywhere, so I literally, bare visibility was a challenge. And I started to realize at this point that I don't think the blade is going to go through the wall. And my control, I was kind of like, because I couldn't see much, I didn't know how straight the line was. So you see I went completely wonky there, which was disappointed. Maybe if I was to do it again, well, I'd just call a professional straight up from the show, but maybe I'd lightly graze it first and then go deeper. think my biggest mistake there is I tried going deep from the start, and that was just me just being hasty. Just don't be hasty. But yeah, just look at it. It's just the blade is wanting to shake because it's going for 50 MPa. That's crazy. So I'd recommend wet cut all the way, and I probably don't even recommend doing this. Just get the proper size big cut, because you can see that while this guy is pretty powerful, it did struggle at certain points of the wall. The blade slowed right down, and it's violently shaking there. So I'm pretty much gonna stop at this point and just take a break, especially because I realized that even me blading through both ends, I wasn't getting through the wall. It was just a bit too thick. Look at that. A hopefully straight line.
It looks amazing. It's beautifully straight. It's a nice, neat, straight line. And I gotta say, there's a glimmer of the inside wall, so it's definitely going all the way through.
Now I do have a confession.
What's that?
I did stop this much through because I was two reasons. My blade wasn't actually that deep, so it was a bit of a struggle. I figured I couldn't actually get through to the other side. And the second reason is that I was kind of like making a wobbly cut. So my wife had the genius idea of just calling someone up.
Now this guy here, he wasn't PPE City like I was, but look at that beast of a machine he had. Actually, I'm kind of concerned. He literally had hardly any protection, but I guess wet cut, no dust. You could see what he was doing, and he had a great technique. You see that he's leaning the machine on his knee and just gently raising it up, only going slightly into the wall just to make the initial grazing, and then he'll go deeper and deeper and deeper. But look at that beast of a blade. Clearly has a technique, has done this job several times. So my concrete said he didn't have the right blade to cut the wall, so we googled around and found just concrete cutters in general, and for $100 or so, this guy was able to do the job, and he's just eyeballing the straight line. It's good that I had it pre-marked because he was just following the line that I made, and that blade was just so nice, just ripping through the wall. And it's all about his technique here. He's just gently resting it and raising it and resting it and raising it, and allowing the concrete dust to just dissipate as he slowly goes through the other end. Very quick, professional job. Clearly knew what they were doing, and they made it look really easy. That is a beast of a machine. So good job, guys. Good job.
Friendly blokes, they had the actual big blade. The big blade. It's a nice straight cut, hopefully. If not, we'll just render it up. And that is it. Now we just need to knock this beast down.
Whoa.
So stay tuned. You go on.
1, 2, 3. Bash, where's my letterbox? Alright guys, we hope you guys found this video useful and enjoyed the show.